As you guys know, just last month, Florida passed the harshest anti-illegal immigration bill in the US. Now, Florida's anti-illegal immigration law, FL 1718, will take effect on July 1st, 2023, which is in a few weeks. We're going to, in this video, discuss the major parts of this law. The first part of this law is that FL 1718 actually criminalizes the act of transporting an undocumented person or individual into the state of Florida. So it makes it a crime of human smuggling, and it is a felony for you if you knowingly and willfully bring into the state of Florida an individual, including little children or minors, if you know or you reasonably should have known that the person entered the US in violation of law and the person does not have permission to be in the United States. So, for example, if you have a sister that has a son, a 6-year-old, and they came, let's say, on a B2 visa, and they've overstayed, no longer have permission to be here, and you transport or you drive them in your car into the state of Florida from another state, you could be in trouble and you would be charged with a second-degree felony up to 15 years in prison. Interesting enough, Florida has made millions of dollars available to enable Florida transport undocumented individuals into another state. They don't want the undocumented immigrants, so they are transporting them. They've made lots of money. I believe it's about $12 million to take them away from the state of Florida. Now, the second part of this bill, the second major part of this bill is that FL 1718 now requires hospitals to collect immigration status information from patients. So if it's a hospital that accepts Medicaid, it now requires the hospital to ask on the patient's admission registration form whether the patient is a US citizen or lawfully present in the US, or if they are unlawfully present in the United States. So they're collecting that data now. Now, the third major part of this law, FL 1718, is that it now makes it a crime, or it makes it a violation of Florida state law to hire somebody who's undocumented. If you recruit somebody who's undocumented, if you employ them or you refer them either for yourself or for another employment, whether a private employment or public employment, somebody who is not authorized to work, meaning they do not have a work permit, they're undocumented, or they don't have a work permit, then you could be in trouble with violating this Florida state law, and it could also potentially lead to a complete revocation of an employer's state business license. Again, it will provide criminal penalties of up to $5,000 fine and up to 5 years imprisonment if you are. So this goes to the undocumented people. If you are undocumented in the state of Florida and you knowingly use a false identification document or use somebody's papers to work, then you could pay the fine or serve a prison term of up to 5 years. So be mindful of using somebody's document to either obtain employment, get a job, or to use that document to work. Again, in a year's time, that's from July 1st, 2024, state law enforcement agencies in Florida will be authorized to perform random audits of businesses. So they'll be going around, you are just at work and then you see the law enforcement, immigration people, I don't know who they're going to send out there. They will come and inspect to determine if there are actually people who are working there who do not have work authorization, or people who are working there who are working with fake documents. So that's going to be very scary. Now, the fourth major part of the law is that as you guys know, FL 1718 is also going to restrict access to Florida driver's and professional licenses. So now they're prohibiting counties and municipalities from funding the issuance of identification documents to an individual or a person if you are not able to show that you have lawful status to be in the US, or you are present lawfully in the US. So in short, you have to show that you have valid status in the US in order to be issued with some of these identification documents. Now, if you are a driver, you drive a car and you have a driver's license that was issued by another state such as New York or Virginia, despite the fact that you are undocumented, then it will be invalid in the state of Florida. So if you were issued with a driver's license in another state which issued you a driver's license, despite the fact that you don't have lawful status, it's invalid in Florida. And the police will issue a citation to you if you are caught driving with such a license in the state of Florida, an out-of-state license that is not valid in Florida. And then if you are in Florida undocumented, you cannot become a lawyer after 2028. So that's about 5 years from now. I think they've given the people who are currently in law school some time to finish. So take note, law students. And then it has authorized the state of Florida to actually cooperate with the enforcement of federal immigration law. So they've taken Florida out of the realms of a sanctuary state. Florida is no longer a sanctuary state. You will be given up if you are caught in the state of Florida. They will comply with federal immigration agencies to enforce immigration rules. Okay, so this is going to really impact Florida because apparently there are about 700,000. A 2019 report shows that there were about 700,000 undocumented individuals in the Florida workforce. And in the construction industry, 1 out of every 4 workers is undocumented. And also, 2021 report shows that about almost half of Florida's farm workers are undocumented. About 42% of Florida's farm workers are undocumented. So now, obviously, grocery prices are going to go up. Food prices are going to go up because they'll now need U.S. citizens and green card holders to work on the farms, and those people don't charge cheap. So this will impact both the construction and the food industry. And finally, guys, DeSantis, who's currently the governor for the state of Florida, he's officially announced that he's going to run for the 2024 presidential election. Yeah, he's the person that passed this law. He's against, well, what he says is illegal immigration. He is highly against it, and he's going to be running for president. So take note, and I wish you guys all the best. If you need our help, don't hesitate to send us a message or call us on 802-780-0564, and we'll be very happy to help you. Thank you.